she's so big. Hey Plenty friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is David and welcome to this Plenty channel. It's really plenty crazy, that made no sense. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite plants with some really interesting foliage. Now, some of these are basic, but I think they do deserve a spotlight, and honestly, they're just my favorites. So let's just get started. Like, honestly, I don't want to remember too much of my intros. So let's get started. But if you have any of your favorites, let me know in the comment section below. And the thing is not straight. I'm going to fix that. It's bothering me. Me está molestando un poquito. Is that better? I think that's better. Alrighty, so I don't know where to start, but I guess we're gonna do this one. So this one is, I think it's called, it's a Scindapsus, and it's the Scindapsus Moonlight. It is from the Transtropical collection by Costa Farm. I got it for $16.96 at Walmart, and it's so pretty. Now this one you can honestly find it all over in the big box stores. It has the most prettiest leaf. I'm trying to give you guys some good close-up. I already cut my nails, by the way. I'm so sorry for not cutting them in this video, but it's so pretty. It has really beautiful foliage, and I'm not really so much of a gray pots person, but it looks really good with this gray pots. But yeah, this is a Scindapsus. Also, these are really good in low light conditions. Now they will not thrive, and they're not gonna grow as fast as if you give it bright and direct light, but it is one of those that can tolerate low light conditions, like pretty far from like 10 feet 15 feet from a bright window. I consider that low light conditions. Or like back in these shelves without these grow lights, this is like very low light to me, and I can leave it over here and I know it's going to be doing a-okay. It's not gonna grow though, but it's not gonna like die and like look terrible as some other plants that do require more light. By the way, I am not a pro. I've been collecting houseplants for going to be almost 3 years, and I've been doing outdoor gardening for like since when I was like 13 years old. But this is not what this channel is about. Okay, next one is going to be a Maranta. Now this is from the prayer plant family. Let me move this Hoya, which is another one that is my favorites. Hoya Compactor. But this is a Maranta, and it is from the prayer plant family, which means it folds its leaves at night, which is really cool. And I just love this. Now some people don't like it because it triggers their trypophobia, I think that's what we call it. Like when it's like a bunch of like holes or like dots, it messes with them, it gives them like chills. I don't have that, but my brother that sadly passed away had that, and it was so funny, even though it's not a joke. It was funny because like he never liked this plant because it looks weird, but I honestly love it so much. It has a very beautiful velvety leaf. I noticed that when it puts out new leaves that look pretty velvety, you gotta like really look. You're not really, it's not gonna, the camera's not gonna catch it, but it is such a beautiful, stunning plant. This one also is pretty forgiving if you don't water it as often. Unlike other Marantas and Calatheas, get very finicky and crispy when you don't water them consistently and keep the soil evenly moist, as well in a very humid environment, and watering it with only distilled water or purified water or fish tank water or rainwater. Some of them hate tap water. Now this one, as you guys can see, there is a little bit of crispy edges. But that's because I don't water it as often. Like when I water it, it's usually kind of pretty bone dry, which is why I'm telling you, like it's one of those that can handle being dried out. Now don't try to do that if you want it to thrive and look very beautiful. Water it consistently, make sure the soil is moist, not overwatered, not wet. I know it's a little bit confusing to tell when the soil is moist or if it's like wet, but they sell these devices, which I do have in my description box. This is not sponsored at all, but if I'm going to like talking about how I care growing plants, might as well go into detail. It's this little guy, and it's like $6 or $7 depending when you get it from. Pretty affordable, and this has honestly saved a lot of my plants' lives. Now I don't always use it because, you know, doing this for almost 3 years, I can usually tell when a plant needs water, but I do recommend this to beginners, or even then to anybody that's getting a new plant. You don't know the vibes of it or like how to care for it, and like, you know, just if you want to play it safe, highly recommend one of these. This is why I still have it, because whenever I get a new plant, I want to double check, especially like a rare or expensive plant, not rare, uncommon plants. I want to make sure that I'm taking care of it correctly. I don't want it to die, so, and I don't want to risk it or like play with it, so I just check if it needs water. But yeah, it's just a really pretty plant. It's on the list because I just love how it looks, and also it is amazing in low light conditions. When I tell you I have one, let me show you. I have this other one, which by the way, these are all from cuttings. This other massive, okay, see, you see what I'm talking about? Like those dots. But it's so pretty. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. And the reason why it makes me happy is because I placed it in a spot where plants don't usually thrive. At the bottom of the shelf, like at the very bottom, there is no grow lights in there. It's just pretty dark. And usually I put like my pots or my saucers at the bottom since there is no light. But this one, for some reason, even though these are known to be low light conditions, just do okay in low light conditions. This one, look at her. Like, she is thriving. And it makes me so happy because it is so beautiful. And so this is this on this plant. But when I was falling in love with this plant a couple months, I ended up finding out, and we're not finding out, but I was starting to look up for one, the variegated one. And y'all, manifestation is real. I saw this one at River Gardens and I got it. Now this was trailing. I ended up chopping it up a lot because Marantas and usually some not calyptus, but Marantas do trail. Looks very beautiful. I've seen so many pretty videos on Instagram where like the Marantas, like this lemon lime Maranta, if you guys can see it, this lemon lime Maranta, or this other red you guys cannot see the red Maranta, but they have it in hanging baskets, and like the evening, like the morning sunlight is hitting through. It looks magical, so beautiful. And I finally got the variegated one of that one, and I got this one. I ended up propagating. I was gonna sell those cuttings because, you know, I gotta make my bag, girl. And also because like I was trying to get one of these, and for a little cutting, not a rooted cutting, but a cutting, was going for like $15 to $20 or $30 on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp in my local area, which I thought was literally beyond me. And you know, I don't want to price shame people. Like, do whatever works for you. Value everything. Like, it's no shade, but for me as a broke person, that's a little bit too much. And I know that Costa Farm sells these in the big box stores, and they're like Costa Farm pots, but I never get a chance to see them, and my mom is calling me, so I'm gonna go see y'all in a bit. Alrighty, so my mother is coming over to pick up my brothers because I like to come over to like just chill in my apartment, and I just saw my boyfriend coming over as well. So going to be a lot of interruptions, but I need to post this video today. So this is the Burger Maranta. I know that they're Costa Farm sells them, but I never have that luck on finding them in the big box stores. So I finally got this one. It was trailing on the, like, know that, and it was for $24.99 at River Gardens. Not sponsored, they don't even know I exist. But I love that nursery so much. If you're from San Antonio, go to River Gardens. I mean, don't, because it's my favorite place to go. No, I'm kidding. You gotta share all the good spots. They always have some really, really good plants. And I'm not gonna go too much on this, even though I have so much to say about it, because I don't want the video to be way too long, because then it gets even more tougher on editing. So the next one's going to be, I guess, my polka dot biguena, or biguena maculata. This one was sent to me by Costa Farm on my first rental apartment. So it was like 2 years ago, I think so. And since then, she's gotten so massive, which I'm so proud of her. It's honestly getting way too leggy because I was placing in a spot where it gets very low light conditions, so it is pretty much stretching. I could propagate it and chop it up and make it more bushier, but I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of think I'm gonna go for like a massive look. Now I do need to go and buy like some sort of sticks for supports, but this is a really, really fun plant. The back of the leaves are like a beautiful like maroon color, and like the front has this beautiful like speckled gray dots on the plant. It looks so beautiful, and I'm gonna try to go as close as I can because I don't want to like bend or like snap on one of these like delicate stems. And also, like, when you move it too much, I've always experienced like the new leaves dropping, and I don't want to do that right now. Okay, the next one's going to be the Hoya Compactor. This one, it is from Costa Farm in the big box stores. I ended up buying with my own money, and this one was, I think, also 2 years. I haven't repotted this one for about 2 years, and I have a lot of plants as well that are due for repotting, but I just haven't gotten the time to get to it. This is a beautiful Hoya Compactor. I haven't made it bloom. I think it had like a little small bloom. I think it's over here somewhere, but I placed it outside and it just fell off, or like it just, I don't know what happened to it. It didn't do nothing. But when I did place it outside, it started putting out so many new leaves like crazy, and that makes me really, really happy because like I just want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now when I do repot it, I don't know if I'm gonna put it in a terracotta pot and make it look so beautiful, because I do like it a lot hanging. And when it comes spring, again, I know it's already in so many seasons later on, but I do want to place it outside again, because I noticed that placing my Hoya Compactor outside and the balcony has made it grow so fast compared to when it is inside, even with optimal light. But that's this really fun plant. It has some really interesting leaves. Again, I don't want to like, I would love to make this video super long, but at the same time, I want to like post it today. And so my mom's gonna come over, my boyfriend's already here, I gotta make some food, and I got some things I gotta do. But maybe in another video, like my favorite houseplants, like that's one of them, I will go and give you guys more close-ups and a better video. But as of now, this is the most that I want to do, and I do want to show with y'all my favorite plants that I just love their foliage. This next one, sorry about the crunchy sounds, it's the saucers. This one is called the Purple Passion Plant, and for some reason on the camera it does not pull up how purpley it looks. This is a very common plant. You can get in the big box stores pretty often. It's pretty affordable, as for like $3 or like $6, and it's so pretty. And I have some like 2 studio lights, and I have these 2 big windows over here, so there's a lot of light coming to this direction, and it's hitting the leaves, and like on my perspective you can see it glowing purple. It just looks so pretty, and also the leaves are so fuzzy. Now this one does like to stay moist. The first time I had this plant, and the second time I killed it because I kept letting it dry out. The first time and the second time I was top watering it, which turns out this one doesn't like water in its leaves, so you want to like bottom water it to keep it happy and also have the plant pretty moist. So a really beautiful plant called the Purple Passion Plant. It gives me so much like folk vibes. I love that. Alright, so the next one's called, it's a pothos. I get so confused because there's a pothos and joy. There's there's like 3 different names that look very similar, but there's like a distinguished way you can tell the difference. I am not a pro with pothos, but my pothos, I do know how to care for my pothos, but I just don't know their actual names. I'm really bad with that. I gotta get better at it, and I've been trying to get better at it for years, y'all. I am struggling, but I am working with it and not giving up. I did have labels, but over time like they fade away, and also I remember the name and then I forget it. So that's on that. when I remember the names, I'm pretty confident I know what it's called. I took off the tag and then I forget. So yes, but this is a pothos. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comment section can let us know what this one is, and I will have it pinned so you guys know. But the foliage, I'm not even gonna say much. It just says it all by itself. It's such a beautiful plant. The leaves look like a piece of art. I just love it. I think it's like a glacier pothos. It's like a glacier pothos or pothos and joy. The leaves just like banded, but it's so pretty. I just love it so much. It has such pretty leaves. Also really fun plant to propagate. The only thing is, one of those varieties is illegal to propagate. Like there's like a copyright, something like that. Like you gotta have permission to do that. So yeah. But the next one's going to be this really fun Petunia. I call it the pink plant, but that's not what it's called. I think it's called a Frankie. This is from the Costa Farm. Their plants, a lot of these plants are from the big box stores, which usually are Costa Farm plants because they sell a lot of plants at big box stores. But it's so cute. It's so cute. I just love how pink it is, and it surprises me like some plants can just give off so much like of a beautiful color, and there's like very little green on it. And it makes me wonder like, how are you photosynthesizing? I'm saying that, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's so pink. Now obviously if I put it in a low light spot, it's gonna develop greener leaves, and the more light you give it, the more pink it's gonna put out. But it's so pretty. Now I feel like this one's gonna die because I'm already seeing leaves falling off, and I struggle with Petunias so much. They're just such a fun plant to have. And also another one that's a pretty resilient, I guess you can say, in the light conditions, like the Maranta. But I just kill Petunias. I don't know why. They're also known as nerve plants, but yeah, I just never have any luck with Petunias, but I love them so much, and that's why it's on the list, because it always has some really fun leaves. Also, they're very dramatic plants. When they're pretty thirsty, they droop, and when you give them a good soak of watering, they just perk up like nothing has ever happened. So it's pretty cool on seeing that happen, like all dead and then coming back to life. It's pretty cool, even though it's not considered dead. But next one is a very basic plant. but I love it so much. It's a snake plant, and I like it. I don't know what it is, like how chubby the leaves are and just so thick. It ended up putting out this cute little new puff for me, which I'm so happy. And it has some really fun leaves. Like, I think I went to Rubber Gardens and I saw this other Sansevieria. I think it's called like the Yellow Flame, something like that. And I was gonna get it, but I'm on a really tight budget right now and I'm not trying to spend too much money. But if I wasn't on a budget, I would have definitely gotten that plant. I ended up posting some pictures on my Instagram if you want to go and check it out. But this was a really, really cool plant, and very common, very, very common. You can literally go to any store that sells plants and you're gonna see a snake plant, but I love them. I don't care what anybody says, I love me some snake plants, and I want to build my collection. So super, super cool plant. I just love how like the stripes of the green and the yellows look on the plants. Last but not least, it's my network Calathea. This one is so cute, and like, look at that. Like, literally, if you like, just, I don't gotta say much. It just says it all by itself. It is so pretty, so cool looking, and you would know why it's called Network Calathea. So it looks like a network. It is so, so cool. Like, I love it. I really, really do. And this was on my wish list for the longest period of time. And Cosafam sells them for like $20 in the big box stores, but I never, ever, ever, ever find them in my area. So I ended up buying it at the Costa Farm website, and yeah, I ended up getting it from there. I did an unboxing, I believe. I think I did. And yeah, it was one of my wishlist plants. I finally got it. I haven't had this one to give you guys enough tips on how to care for it because I haven't had it long enough, but it's so pretty. I love its leaves, and it's also putting out a new leaf. Like, look at that little straw. It looks so cute. Also put out this other new leaf. Oh, it's gonna put a little baby. Look at that. Look at that little baby. I'm making a mess, but it's so cute. I love this plant. I'm not a pro at like filming. As you guys can see, I move the plants around like a psychopath, but it's so cool. I love Calatheas and I love Marantas. So, and Vitonis, but that's a whole different story. Oh, and different backers are really, really pretty, but I can never keep them alive. They always put out a lot of yellow leaves and they just look so bad. So that's basically all the plants I believe are plants that I have for this video. I hope it's not too long because I know like long videos are kind of annoying. But thank you so much for joining me. So this is a new video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, because I will be doing another video on my top favorites. What month are we in? August? My top favorite houseplants of August. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!